have in common?
Is it a first-person action sequence?
No, it is. What do you think?
Bad. Awful.
In the words of Carl Urban from the time, he said, in some ways, it makes cinematic history in that, for the first time, the audience becomes the hero of the film. When we go into first person, the audience is doing the rampage. The audience is doing the work. And that is so cool. It's insane.
The audience is doing the rampage.
He simply cannot compete with a person that is beyond the page of his own fiction. If you're not convinced, maybe this will convince you. Grant Morrison or any other writer for DC Comics could go and visit this attraction and fuse with Goku. So there you have it, guys. Goku, Cumber, etc. They would all get bodied. So what makes God Fusion Goku any different? So as mentioned, this movie attraction in Universal Studios in Japan is what features God Fusion Goku fighting against God Broly. A fan name that has been given to this Goku is Yuku, because ultimately this version of Goku fuses with you. Now this attraction is actually the second of these attractions, and it is actually following on from Dragon Ball Z, the real 4D, which also took place at Universal Studios, but in 2016. It featured a recreation of Super Saiyan Goku vs Frieza. So these 4D attractions are starting to build up a storyline of their own, and in this particular one, you see Super Saiyan Goku vs Frieza. Obviously, it's Super Saiyan Goku, but ultimately, Super Saiyan Goku is knocked through the fourth wall into the audience, and Frieza then goes to attack Goku, and you literally see a depiction of the audience flurrying. So basically, Frieza, Final Form Frieza in this 4D attraction, is a threat to the audience. This isn't just your regular fourth wall breaking and sensing a presence beyond that of the fourth wall. This is actually interacting with beings beyond the fourth wall. Beings that live in the same realm as the author, writers or creators of this particular fiction. It's transcending the fiction they are in and even being a threat to those beings beyond that fiction. However, in the latest movie attraction, it features battles between Goku vs Vegeta and Goku vs God Broly. We even see Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta taking on God Broly. So obviously they've come a long way since that previous ride. They are far more powerful than the regular Super Saiyan Goku. That was featured in the first Universal Studios attraction against Final Form Frieza. It goes without saying, Super Saiyan Blue is a lot more powerful than regular Super Saiyan. But in this attraction, in this storyline, Super Saiyan Blue Goku is getting absolutely smoked by God Broly. This version of Goku, who is far more powerful than the previous version of Goku against Final Form Frieza, who was a threat to the audience, is getting smacked around. Ultimately what happens is Shenron appears and a wish is made, and then Goku uses Metamaran Fusion to fuse with the audience. To make it crystal clear, he does not fuse with Vegeta in this instance, as Vegeta is knocked out cold, protecting Bulma. The only information we have to date on Metamaran Fusion is in the GT Perfect files, which states that Metamaran Fusion multiplies the user's abilities by dozens of times. That could range anywhere from 24 to 96 times, and in some people's minds it's 144 times. So upon fusing with Goku, you'll see that the end result is a character that ultimately looks like Goku. That is because Goku is the dominant part of the fusion, and of course with the movie attraction, basically there are plenty of people visiting this movie attraction. The audience member side of the fusion is basically pretty much a blank slate, because obviously it could simply be anybody. For example, if he fuses with Chuck Norris, he is simply going to be unbeatable. All jokes aside, Ultimately what happens is you basically use a Kamehameha and one-shot God Broly. Of course the question is a movie attraction truly canon to Dragon Ball? Well, the truth is there is no canon of Dragon Ball. If it's been licensed by Shueisha Studios, who own Dragon Ball alongside Akira Toriyama, then it's legitimate Dragon Ball content. This movie attraction has been made in association with Shueisha Studios and Toei Animation, who produced the anime. Does this mean it's canon to the anime of Dragon Ball Super? Absolutely not. It has nothing to do with the mainstream continuity of Dragon Ball Super. Does this particular story in the movie attraction make that much sense? Absolutely not. Just like Dragon Ball Heroes, this movie attraction gives characters power-ups with no coherent reasoning. But it is what it is. Goku has fused with an audience member that is beyond any of the dimensional limitations that is presented within the fiction itself. And just to clear it up, it does say God Fusion Goku 4D in the title of this video, but that doesn't mean this Goku is 4-dimensional. That is just a reference to the 4D attraction ride in Universal Studios Japan. So who wins between God Fusion Goku 4D and Cosmic Armored Superman? Now, just to clear this up, obviously we're talking about M theory and dimensions within the fiction itself and whether they are a true representation of those dimensions. Yes, they are. They are written to reflect these models. But how can that be when the audience members who observe these pieces of fiction, me or you for example, are 3-dimensional beings ourselves? Well, I'd just like to take you back to the time the 5th-dimensional imps, Mr. Mixes-Pitalik and the Batmite, appeared in the real world, where basically the writers of the DC comics they basically couldn't handle it, despite being 5th-dimensional imps, being technically above what we are as 3-dimensional beings. In their multiverse they are 5th-dimensional imps, but of course we as an audience member, as real people, are beyond that fiction and everything it encapsulates. In fact, do this. Imagine that you are part of a fiction and that there is somebody somewhere in a higher realm watching down on you as if you are part of a story. Well, that's fiction for you. Obviously, what the writer intends in his fiction goes. If he wants it to be a full multiverse, then it will be a full multiverse. So basically, he featured a clip from one of my videos that ultimately, to any objective thinker who truly understands the concept behind God Fusion Goku, who understands that you suspend disbelief with fiction, that understands that the audience, real life human beings, transcend the fiction they're reading or watching, that the clip of mine that Just a Robot featured in his video actually proves God Fusion Goku is beyond any fictional character. Unfortunately, Just a Robot cannot comprehend this. His personal incredulity has led to a sense of the Dunning-Kruger effect. So for those of you who do not understand, let me put this into perspective. Super Saiyan Blue Goku, who was getting utterly smoked by God Broly, used the Dragon Balls, the power of the Dragon Balls, a fictional magical device, to break the fourth wall and fuse with the audience members. The result,
the big one, God Fusion 4D Goku,
is emerging between Super Saiyan Blue Goku and the audience. The same potential audience who could read Doom Patrol, who could read the Cosmic Armored Superman story, who can watch the live action Sonic movie, who can watch the Smurfs 2, who can watch Dragon Ball Evolution, who can watch Smallville the TV series, who can watch the live action Superman movies. You literally see the audience members using the Kamehameha themselves. They themselves also represent God Fusion Goku in this scenario. That's the difference between that and an avatar of a real world people in a fictional verse. And there is no reason why Grant Morrison couldn't attend the God Fusion Goku attraction, or the writers of Doom Patrol, or even Donald Trump. Anybody can attend this, anybody can fuse with Goku. You don't have to like it, you don't have to accept it. For most people it breaks their conventional rules of power scaling. I can empathise with that. I take no pride in saying that God Fusion Goku is the strongest, because it is a silly concept, but it exists. Now, if you own the physical copies of Doom Patrol or the Cosmic Armored Superman stories, I'm going to give you a task. Have a fight with that comic. See who wins. Well, guess what? You can go and fuse with this version of Goku. Anyway, guys, dismantling those arguments was pretty easy. He really didn't help himself by lacking consistency with his arguments, showing the wrong images and sources for his arguments and ultimately projecting his personal incredulity on the matter. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. If you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe button.